What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Humble Word back at you guys with another video. I was actually sitting here watching the rise and fall of Tua Tagovailoa, and how his play over the years has, ascended and then fell, whatever you want to call it. But I find it fascinating that every quarterback in the league that's became a franchise player, the franchise built around that player. Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen. Those guys were given necessary tools to get the job done. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Eli Manning. The list can go. Big Ben, Deshaun Watson at the time when he was in Houston, Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love, Jared Goff. Damn it! But anyway, all those guys seem to have the backing of the franchise. But okay, this BS. I'm tired of sneezing. But seemingly not Tua. It's almost like Miami put paper towels and tissue around him and say, you know what, go figure it out. You're a dual threat, go figure it out. You know what I'm saying? You can help the franchise. Oh, that hurt. You can help the franchise win without said pieces. You don't need a dependable line. You don't need a running game. You don't need a decent wide receiver. Not saying Tyreek is amazing. The young Tyreek, off the charts. But let's be real, Tyreek is 30 now. Soon to be 31. That speed ain't the same. It's still a deadly speed, but it's not the same. And I wish people would see that for what it is. But, of course, people gonna say, oh, well, he's still the cheetah. Yeah, an agent cheetah. But we're not gonna talk about Jalen Waddle, who all he do is seem to jump. He can't stay on his feet. So it's like, you gave him two receivers that in the beginning were lightning and flash, but now they're more like Hag and Dash. Like, the hell are we doing here? He doesn't have. Then you give him a retired tight end that's a rapper, aka Sniff and Sniff, Darren Waller, and you expect that to be enough to do what with? I mean, I'm not saying he needs Megatron, Jerry Rice, all those guys, no. But let's be real here. Joe Burrow got a few players that he was able to do a lot of damage with. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. Now he got Noah Fant. He got a decent offensive line. He just don't have any defense. So that's Cincinnati stupidity. But when you're talking about football, man, like, it's not that hard to understand. You have to build around your quarterback. You have to give them something. You can't say, oh, well, we expect him to, his play to elevate everybody around him. That's fine. I mean, but that's not who Tua is. He's not that type of player. His play elevates the execution of the play itself on the field. It would not be transmitted to other players. He's not a rah-rah type of dude. That's why they questioned his leadership style, because they was like, he's not in people's faces. That's not who he is. I mean, guys, every guy leads differently. Some guys will talk to you. Some guys will yell at you. Some guys will make jokes and stuff like that. It's dependent upon the person, how you approach them to get what you need out of them. Everybody don't respond whether you yelling at them. That's just a fact of life. But to sit here and basically catastrophically destroy him because of one bad season doesn't make any sense. The injuries are one thing. From 2019 to 2024, no, from 2021 to 2024, he has been injured. He's been hurt a lot. So that's one thing that he can't get away from. But his productivity, man, got over 100 touchdowns in 6 years, and less than 50 interceptions. So he's not having a bad career. It's just, for him, he got to stay healthy. And the Dolphins have to build around him. I don't know how hard that is. I'm hoping the new GM understands you cannot go out there getting flashy-ass toys with no insurance policy up front. It can't work that way. How you gonna have a competition for quarterback and none of them are getting blocked? I mean, none of them are getting protection. It doesn't matter who you put back there. It doesn't matter. You can get Malik, you can get Big Ben, you can get Big Shirley Sue with her big ass. If your line ain't protecting nobody, I don't give a damn how fast you think you are. Ask Michael Vick, one of the fastest human beings during his playing time in the NFL. He still broke his fibula. Because defenses will just get after you. That's what they're gonna do. So with Tua, I mean, I think people misconstrue the fact that he's a fundamentally flawed left-handed quarterback who, within a really good, dependable, schematic situation, can lead you up and down the field and put points on the board. He can extend plays to a degree. He can make defenders miss to a degree. But it's not part of his game. It's not something that just jumps out on your TV. What jumps out at you on the screen is how he's able to pinpoint things in terms of his throws, where he can put the ball at. That's what pinpoints things. Now, people talk about his arm strength. He never had a cannon. And that's okay. I don't know when it became such a big deal to have a big-ass arm. Because Josh Allen got a huge arm, but we all know in the playoffs, he don't throw no 70-yard bombs. Just don't happen. People got to stop this phallic reality of things. You're not throwing 70, 80-yard bombs in the postseason. In the regular season, the first 4 or 5 weeks, yes, you probably will, because eventually somebody will get butt naked, wide ass open. But as the season progresses, all them deep throws stop. Teams schematically will shorten the field. They will tighten the field. So you're not throwing no long, deep ass bombs, which don't require you to have no big ass arm. You just can't give the other team extra possessions, which is something last season Tua did a lot. He had a bunch of turnovers. He didn't have more touchdowns than turnovers, thank God. But he had 15 picks. We could say some was because of bad route running. Some he did throw it with the anticipatory expectation that Water would get to certain places. Because the majority of those picks was in Water direction. Every time he threw the ball to Water, it was either completion or pick. It was or incompletion. It was one of those three. It rarely was a touchdown. So I kind of wish he would stay away from Water now, because hell, it seems like Water's a bad luck. It seems like he just, when it comes to route running, he ain't got it. And he's only healthy for the first 3 weeks of the season. After that, his speed diminishes tremendously, and you can see it. You can see it. So don't know what they're gonna do with Waddle, but the GM talking about he's a valid piece. To where? To be in the third string, yes. But first and second, fuck no. He's not a receiver you can build around. He can be one of the others. That's what he can be. But back to Tua. I mean, I think the Dolphins should give him the opportunity to compete. There's no sense you going there trying to find a trade partner. And then let's just say he lands on the Rams. And let's say Matthew Stafford does get hurt. God forbid next season. He gets hurt. He goes down. And let's say Tua go out there and lead them boys to a Super Bowl. Do you know how sick the fan base is going to be if he gets to the Super Bowl and win it? They're going to be sick. I'm, for one, going to be happy because, hell, I've said before, if you build around him like every other quarterback seems to be getting the opportunity to have, he can help you win. The problem is people think that he's just this dual threat, magical unicorn that he's supposed to be out there making defenders miss or going to get a first down. It's like, bro, that's not part of his game. That's like asking Tom Brady to escape the pocket and run. Oh no, but that's not what Tom Brady does. That ain't what Tua does. He did it his rookie campaign, his sophomore year. When he started getting hurt, that shit diminished. Because he realized, oh shit, I can't keep taking these shots. Well, no shit. You are a competitor, but be a smart one. Be a smart one. You don't have top-notch speed. You barely got Oompa Loompa speed. You can escape the pocket, but hell, be looking to throw it. And if they give you a 10-yard cushion, take 7 or 8 of them mugs and slide on down. It's okay. I wouldn't be mad at you. I promise I won't be mad at you. Because you're not going to make a linebacker or nothing like that miss. They're going to tag your ass. But the fan base that sit here and just bash away, or sit there and say, well, I loved him, but it's time for him to go. You really have no sense of football. All you care about is highlights and scores. When you actually break down the rawest form of football, everybody got a job to do. It boils down that simple. Everybody got a job to do. The quarterback job is not to scramble around the damn pocket and try to make plays. No. His job is to distribute the football. He's the one that touched the football from the center. Once he gets the ball, he's surveying the field to see who can get the ball. That's all he has to do. Somewhere along the line, the quarterback started thinking they have to be extra. They have to be dual threat. For what? For what? And a lot of these coaches came up with that fallacy. Oh, I need a dual threat quarterback. Yeah, but then when he gets hurt, what happens? There's nothing wrong with a traditional quarterback. There's nothing wrong with dropping back to throw the ball. I thought the idea was that you give it to your playmakers and they go out there and do things. You still can get the glory regardless. If your receiver get 200 yards, you got 400 yards passing. Who really gonna get the glory? Your ass is. So you ain't missing nothing. Whether you throw the ball in the end zone, throw the ball to the receiver, he catch it in the end zone, or whether you hand the ball off to the running back, you're not missing anything because you still can get the credit for it. Again, though, I just wish that they would. I wish they would understand what they have in Tua and stop and quit trying to say, oh, this experiment was a failure. Oh, it's time for us to move on from him. In the coming years, yes, you got to move on from him. But I don't think that was this year. I think the Dolphins could be special this upcoming season if the damn GM puts the pieces together the right way, i.e. free agency and i.e. the draft. He put the pieces together the right way and they can reconsolidate Tua's contract and put a lot of incentives in there that he has to go get, which I think he's capable of getting. Then you can go out there and get more players. Because I think Tua's more than willing to renegotiate the terms of his contract and have a heavy incentive base. That way you're able to go out there and get what you want. Because just cutting them is going to kill your cap space. Which one made no sense. Why not let him compete? What else you got to lose? He competing with other guys. What do you got to lose? If he dominates those guys and stands out completely, then you know what you have. There's no denying the obvious if you go out there and dominate the competition and everybody on that team is now marching to the rhythm of his beat. You know what you have. So ain't no point in denying it. But this offseason gonna be a wild one, so I look forward to it. But that's my thing. Like, Miami, do right by this kid. Don't make this harder than what it has to be. And don't sit here and make excuses if you're not able to come to terms with what you actually have with him. Because the conversation probably was oil-based anyway. But I think that you do have your franchise quarterback. The problem you have is that your last GM wasn't willing to build the team. He was more concerned with other things. So do what you have to do to build that team to where they can go compete and sustain that competitive level. Plain and simple. But I gotta go, guys. I gotta get these kids some breakfast, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.